In this video, we are going to see how you can use a passwordless authentication for your SQL database in your Azure function. So if you use a SQL authentication, then you can see that in left side, this is a connection string for your SQL authentication. But if you use a passwordless, then this is the connection string for your passwordless authentication. And this connection string you need to set into your function app. So there are a few steps you need to follow. So first of all, I have already given all steps in this medium blog. So first of all, make sure that your function app has identity on. So you go to your function app, and in your function app you will see there is a identity, and make sure it's on. So this is the first step. And next step is you need to come back to your SQL database and your server first of all, because we are going to set our admin user if you don't have it. So you first come into a server, and here you can see that Microsoft Entra ID. So here you will set admin by just clicking here, and it's a few button clicks away. So you selecting your user. So this is the one I'm selecting myself. I already has given, so I'm just close that. So this is the one, this is my admin user. So once you have an admin user, you need to log in as that admin user in your database. So this is my database, and here I'm logging as let's go to here. Instead of using this server authentication, I'm using now Active Directory authentication. So now I am admin. So now I can run this script. And this script is nothing but it's creating a service principal for your Azure function. So this is the one. So you copy this and then you will run it here. So here first we are creating the external user. So this is a external user. Why? Because this is not a user but is a Microsoft service, for example Azure Logic Apps or Azure function or something like that. So this is Azure function app. So we are creating the function app, exactly the name of your function app, as a user. So we creating a service principal, and here we are providing read, write and select and execute permission. You can give a owner permission as well, but it's not recommended. So that's done. Now you can go to your connection string in here, and you copy a connection string. So earlier if you have SQL authentication, then this is your connection string, but now we are using this connection string. So you copy this connection string and you come to your function app, and now you're going to set in a configuration in here. So in a configuration you are adding a connection string. If you already have, then you can modify it. So this is a connection string, and here you can see that it has a without password or ID, and it's a SQL authenticate Active Directory authentication. You can see that as well, Active Directory one. So that's it. So now if you go to your function, let's cancel this, and if we go to here, now we can run our function. So you come here and let's run one function. So this is a function which is triggered by HTTP, and it has a input binding. So it's reading the data from SQL database. So if you test this function, it should work. I think I already have open here. So this is the one. Let's close this. So this is the function, and if you run this, it's giving me a data from a SQL database. So if you want to see which kind of the function I have, then this is the code. This is a very simple HTTP triggers from a SQL input binding. So here we are going to select the data from this table, and it's use binding. So you can see that this is a very useful, because without with a single statements or settings, you will return a data from your database without any complex code, which you do in a traditional C# code when you going to connect your database in a C# or older version of the code. So yeah, so we conclude this. So You first need to have identity on, then you need to create a admin user, and then you need to set up a service principal for your function app, and then you need to set a connection string in your function app, and a configuration with a SQL database connection string in your function app, and then you run your function and it will be work fine. So with that, I would like to thank you for listening this video and